everybody. I'm here with my wonderful mother, Linda, and we're going to talk about her adventure coming up this summer. So tell everyone what you're doing.
Well, I am going to do something what I consider unreasonable, and I plan to ride 2,200 miles across country from Santa Monica, California to Chicago, Illinois on Route 66, which was a route of my childhood.
So why are you doing Route 66?
Well, Megan is my trainer, and Megan and I started talking a year or two ago about I wanted to do something to kick off my 60th year, or at this point I've now said it's my 60th decade. And I was inspired. I'm inspired by my children and their husbands and all the things that they do now as adults, and also older athletes. And I'm looking at some of these people that are doing just amazing things in their 60s and 70s and 80s. And I was like, I want to do something unreasonable. And so Megan and her husband Ian and I started researching, and Megan sent me this YouTube video. And I wasn't 10 minutes into it, and I go, yeah, that's what I want to do. And it was some Europeans that had come over and were riding Route 66. The usual route is Chicago to Santa Monica. But because I live in Las Vegas, it makes more sense to go the other way. Plus, I want to end in Chicago. I have family outside of Chicago that I haven't seen since Megan was like 17.
So that's about 15 years.
It's been a few years. Yeah. So that's why Route 66, and there's a little bit more to the unreasonable part of it.
Yeah.
So you want me to tell you more?
Yeah.
All right.
Tell everyone more.
So one of the things, when we first started this, it was just about being inspired by other people. And I wanted to show that age did not have to define a person, that you could do what you loved no matter what. And it doesn't have to be riding 2,200 miles. But as we planned and looked at things, I was also like, I want to make a greater impact. So, as I thought about that, I turned to the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society. Because that's always my go-to as far as a charitable contribution. That's the first place that I go. And again, one of my inspirations, my daughter and my trainer, is also my inspiration for that. I don't know, do you want me to tell the story, or you want to tell a little bit of it? It's your story.
It's my story, but if you want to tell it, you're the one doing the adventure.
Okay.
Tell it if you want. Right.
Yeah. So back in, it's 2014, right? Megan and I were training for a marathon, and on one of our nights that we were to get together at her house to train, Megan shared with me, and it still makes me teary-eyed, that she had been diagnosed with non-Hodgkin's type lymphoma. And so ever since then, the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society has always gotten a chunk of my charitable contributions. And so I want to be sure that I can do everything I can, that nobody has to wake up every morning like I did after she was diagnosed. And I did for several years and go, crap, my daughter has cancer. That was a big deal, and it is. I know there's a lot of people out there with cancer. So as we started planning this ride, I was like, I want it to be just bigger than me inspiring other people to do what they love. And so I have partnered with LLS, Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and have a goal right now of raising $25,000. I, again, don't want anybody to have to go through what I went through for those few years that I woke up thinking about my daughter having cancer. She still has cancer, and that's part of my inspiration in doing this. Is she's not in remission. She has not done any chemo or anything. She has controlled the cancer and actually reduced it predominantly by being well, being active, eating right, living right. And but I still don't want anybody to have to hear that my child has a cancer, or to be that person that goes, I have cancer. And I hope to see a cure in my lifetime, so that as she gets older, she doesn't have to worry about it progressing, but that it's actually gone. So that's my biggest inspiration for doing this. It really gave me a greater meaning than just, hey, I'm 60 and I'm going to go ride 2,200 miles. It's, I'm 60, I want to ride this ride and inspire all of you. And in the meantime, will you help me stop bloodborne cancers?
My mom, she's not only a badass, she cares about people.
I do.
A lot.
one of the things that I remember in this, Megan has a training business. She's a personal trainer and also an endurance athlete. She's training to do a 100-mile run, which I can't even fathom. So just like maybe some of you can't fathom a 2,200-mile bike ride, I can't fathom a 100-mile run. But her business is called Hero. And the first letter of Hero, H, stands for happy. And I think the other really important piece is being happy in what you're doing. I love cycling. Cycling gives me joy. So when she sent me that video, obviously I was like, yeah, that's it. I'm going to cycle. I'm going to do this. And Route 66 is a memory of my childhood. So it all came together and made a lot of sense to me. So I'm going to also be blessed in that I'm doing this as a solo ride, but my support crew is going to be my amazing daughter and my 2 grandsons, one about to turn 4 and one about to turn 1. And then also my partner, Allie, will be joining us as she's able from work to also support and ride some of it with me. So I would invite any of you that are listening, first and foremost, I would love it if you would donate to LLS. Again, I don't want any of you to ever hear those words. So help me stop all kinds of cancer, because if you check in on my website for LLS, you see that LLS helps in combating all types of cancer, not just the bloodborne ones. Their research moves cancer, all cancer research forward. And so that's a biggie. But also come ride with me. I would love to have, somebody riding alongside me, whether it be 5 miles, 10 miles a day. I will have 5 bikes on board, so you don't even have to bring a bike. Just come and ride. Again, donate to LLS. And if nothing else, if you want to just come and sit with us in the evening, Megan's going to be driving my camper across country. And come have a meal with us. Even better, bring us a meal so we don't have to cook. We'd love it. So what have I forgotten, Megan?
Oh, I think you covered it all.
All right.
She's doing awesome things, raising money for a charity that means a lot to her and our family, and hoping that all of you will find something that brings you joy and forces you maybe outside of your comfort zone a little bit.
Yeah. So I thank you for listening. And again, there's lots of ways you can support, but the donations to LLS are the number one thing. And again, come ride with us.
Awesome. Hopefully see you on the route this summer. Bye.
Bye.